Hi everyone, this is Arpad from the YouTube channel Start Path Academy, and I would like to respond to a comment that I got on YouTube. A very kind comment, and she's asking for some opinions and some of my experiences. The comment goes, "Hi Arpad, you are so far ahead of us due to your knowledge and experience from your young age in Romania. You have been through what we are getting ready to go through. I'm sure you're 100% prepared for what's coming. Can you tell us in priority order how to get ready? Priority order, please. We appreciate your thoughts and past experiences. Thank you." Well, thank you for your kind comment and your question. I do want to reject the notion that I'm 100% prepared. I don't think anyone is 100% prepared, just by the simple fact that nobody knows for sure what exactly is going to occur. Not even the planners. So if chaos ensues, and eventually will ensue, nobody really is in control. We're just planning on certain outcomes. So, I mean, even if you think you're 100% prepped for the very bad situation, maybe you're not prepared for a slow grinding away of your rights or your liberties, right? So, yes, I understand your comment. I do want to kind of emphasize where I'm coming from. So nobody is 100% prepared, but in the sense of what could be coming, I understand your question. So in priority order, and I'm going to tell you a couple of things that maybe you're not expecting, or maybe you're the viewer, you are not expecting, right? But I think the priority order would be first and foremost your principles, your basic ideas of life. How do you perceive life itself? Do you know yourself well enough that you know what you're willing to sacrifice, what you're willing to die for in this life, and what are you willing to kill for? So I want to make sure that people understand that, right? Because if you're just passing through life, right, and you don't know what are the two edges are, then really you're just being washed with the flow. At some point, at some age, you know, especially for a man, these have to be very clear for you, right? And also for women, right? Yeah, so I believe these are the most important things, right? And priority order would be to know yourself and what are the things that you're willing to die for and what are the things that you're willing to kill for. And then strive to not get us into a situation where you have to do both or one or the other. So because that is the basic premise, and that is the context that you have to think through everything in edge cases or survival cases. So and it's hard to ponder about, right, if you never thought about this. But if you don't know this, then you're really just being washed with the flow, and you could fall for anything that comes your way. So I think you have to have your priorities and your principles down. So once you have that, of course, now you have to form a strategy in order to come up with the best situation that you can put yourself in to actually enjoy life and go through life, and even whatever experiences might come your way, and make something of your life, right? So once you have that, now comes a strategy. And then when you have the strategy based on realistic expectations of what could be happening, right, in the current economic situation, then you can choose what to do. And from here we can get to actually answering your question, but I have to show this, because if not, then all of the answers for the next questions will have to be based on something. And if not, you will be just running around, right, grasping to ideas, bringing something in because you like their words on YouTube, bringing something else in because you read something. But not everything might be a good fit for you unless you know yourself. So once that is done, right, and sort of like that plays into spirituality and all of that in your personal life, right, I think one of the most important things that you have to think about when it comes to preparedness is actually location. One of the, based on your plan, right, based on your priorities, based on your plan, you have to choose a location that would be best for you. Because based on that location, you can select many other things. I mean, it's from early ages of man, right? People would go to where the conditions are right, right? So, I mean, that's one of the most important things that you can do. And of course, put that into modern perspective. It could be natural resources around you. More importantly, which is brings into the second part, is community. So the second thing would be, I say, community, but that is also dependent on location, because the location kind of drives the people in, right? What type of people are attracted to the location, and most likely into that location and into the community where the people are, right? You might be driven into naturally into that environment. And kind of these play hand in hand. But of course, first you may want to think about naturally rich environments. If not, you're just setting up yourself for hardship, not failure, but hardship. So once location is picked, and then hopefully a community is picked or gathered, or you join something, I think everything else basically follows suit, in the sense, once these are done, these are the first layers. After that, you basically pick something to make your life easier. But if these two are really good, the first two, location and community, you might actually just get away with anything, as long as you're being a part of the community and actually helping others, right? And you pick the right community, right, that they help you back. And this was true in our case as well, right? So we had to go to the place where we knew we would be surrounded with family members, distant family members, or people who looked like us, thought like us, and acted like us, right? So that way there was a cohesion of like a spiritual cohesion that could be that you could be part of, right? So that is very important, because if that's done, then you can work together in order to get food, get security, and so on. So that brings us to the next 2 points, right? Food and security. So I would think that food is more important. However, it does go hand in hand. Your food needs security, you need security, and you need to secure food for at least a year, right? So food and security would be the next one, right? And I know these are actually much easier to start with. It's much easier to just stay where you are, not think about community, and just buy beans, right? Cans of beans and rice, and start prepping food, even while you're living maybe in an apartment building in downtown San Francisco or something like that. However, you really have to think about it realistically. So let's go to an extreme, like the situation in the Ukraine, right? If you would have been in a city there that is being invaded, all of the stuff that you would have collected would have been just weight that you would need to carry out from a really bad situation, right? In the midst of a siege, right? Or just leave everything and run for it. So you really have to think about these things. I'm not saying don't start with food and don't start with security, because they are easy. so it gets you going, but you really have to make a plan about location and community, or community probably is the hardest one, right? And from that point on, energy and shelter and all of the rest, right? So they all play in hand. However, once you have the first two set, it's almost like everything falls into place slowly but surely. Now, just because I gave you an order of things, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't start on food prepping just because you haven't found the perfect location or you have not found the community. Maybe you will never find the right community for you, right? You still need to work on all of them, but priority order, in my opinion, this would be it. Other than that, of course, after energy, you have to think about other resources in order to fix stuff up, in order to produce more food, in order to help others to generate some type of income, whether that's maybe not even cash, something that you actually provide back from the value that you have that nobody else knows. So skills and all of the other stuff. And we can go down the line, but I think I'll stop here for now. I hope this answered your question, and feel free to, ask more, and we can go into the details of these individual items. So thank you very much for liking, subscribing, and watching the videos. Bye.